Happy Monday. Yes, you can be happy on a Monday. So getting our mindset right and being prepared to kill it this week. But that's not what I jumped on here for. I jumped on here to talk about tailgate safety meetings or toolbox talks or Monday morning safety kickoffs, whatever your company calls them. Just wanted to remind everybody when we're doing those, whether it's Mondays or whether it's once a week or daily, remember the intent of that meeting. I know some companies or many companies have this process in place because they're going through something like ISNet World or CCS or any of those, third-party companies that require this as part of the program. They're also doing this in some cases because they do work on project sites that require this as part of the contract. But if that's the only reason you're doing it, just to check that box, then that intent is clear to anybody that's receiving that message. So when you start getting down to the point of being safe and providing a safe working atmosphere and wanting to build a safety culture, believe it or not, that meeting is pretty significant in terms of how you deliver the information you deliver. So if we're doing work today, in the excavation, I want to make sure the topics I talk about are directly involving the processes we're going to use, that equipment we're going to use, the hazards we're facing, and what we put in place to keep from, injuries, property damage, releasing, chemicals to the environment. Exactly what are we going to do today in this situation? That will bring people's mind in, or many of the minds in, and get them off their phones or get them from, looking elsewhere or reciting your meeting if you're doing the same meeting every day. This changes that because it gets that mindset locked into what we're going to face today. And believe it or not, this is not a long training. These are 5 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe 15. But realistically, for 5 minutes, I'm just quickly drawing your head into situations that you're going to face when you walk out there. And we think it goes over the head, but if it's relevant to what they're going to face when they go out there, if I've told you, hey, we got an excavation over here, there's a hole over here, and such, when they walk by, they'll notice it, they'll pay attention, and just like that, you reduce your potential of injuries, again, property damage, environmental disasters. You reduce that potential just by having a real intent in your meetings. And then that first part is the topic. But after I get that topic down and we're talking about topics that are really relevant today, next is my delivery. Again, if I'm the person and I'm putting this on and I'm like, today we're doing excavations, we got to have trench box, blah, blah, blah. If that's the message, and that's the way I'm delivering it, that's the way it's received. So if I'm delivering my message like, well, I'm just going through this because I have to, it's received like he's just going through this or she's just going through this because they have to, and we can care less. And not in so many terms we can care less, but it didn't sink in enough to be important. And so again, that's where my potential incidents still happen because it was more of a checklist thing. We start these projects, we have a health and safety plan written for many of them, or accident prevention plan written for many of them. Everybody comes on site in the first day and they've signed it all. But we know, we won't say it, but we know. Did they just read those 200 pages? We know, right? We won't say it. But what I can do is the pages that are relevant to the work that we're doing today, I can pull that information and go through it again. Once again, driving the intent, because now we know this is what we're going to face today. This matters today. Not reading a binder this thick that is going to, apply over a 1 year project, right? But making them key into today. My only goal and your only goal is making sure they get home the same way they showed up to work today. Now, when I say my only goal, we're talking safety. I'm talking if safety is a core value in your company. Naturally, that's not your only goal. We're there to get a project done, make money, and such and such. But from a safety perspective, if that's a core value, that's my goal. And one of the ways of doing that is kicking that morning off, or if you're doing it weekly, kicking that week off with a relevant tailgate safety meeting, toolbox talks, Monday morning kickoff, whatever you call it. Hope this has been helpful. Just want to remind us, and I know you know this, I want to just remind you that intent matters. How I deliver it, what I use to deliver that, it matters. If you want the company and the people in the field to take it serious, we got to do a little bit too. And I will say, I know it's safety. Now I'm having to go pull information for these tailgate safety meetings. I don't have to tell you, doing that extra 10 minutes or 20 minutes of prep for my tailgate safety meeting saves me a lot of time in paperwork for incidents and, OSHA citations, everything else down the line. Not to give you the scary list, but that 20 minutes of prep time saves you a heck of a lot of time down the line on things you have to do if something happens. So again, this is Safety Sam. Just throwing that out there. It's just a quick reminder. Nothing special here. Nothing that you don't know, but just something to trigger your memory or get your antennas up, just like your tailgate safety meeting is designed to do for everybody in the field. This Safety Sam. Till next time, stay safe. Let's not meet by accident. All right.